Hi, so I drew something again, and it's again kind of dark, but this one actually wasn't so late in the day, but it's been getting dark really early around here, so it's hard finding daytime to film, and I just tend to draw later in the day anyways. So here's another sketch I'm doing. You can see on the left side I already did a drawing in the same kind of style, and I've been feeling inspired by some of specifically Takeshi Obata's work. Maybe you've heard of him. He's like the artist for Death Note specifically, and probably other stuff, but that's where I know him from. And I just love the way he colors with Copic markers. I actually used to draw, or I kind of started out drawing manga, and that was like my kind of style for a few years actually. And I think Death Note was probably my biggest inspiration. It's also the only manga I've ever read, but it's a great one. And yeah, he does these really beautiful cover illustrations with Copic markers, which I still own a lot from back then when I used to do more manga style art. And back then I had a lot of Copics and emulated that kind of coloring style, I guess. Although it was a lot less kind of realistic what I did back then. But I have some of the markers I used back then here with me right now. It's only a few ones, so kind of a limited palette. But I saw a piece by him. Maybe you know it, but it's of L, like one of the characters, and it's super low contrast, and the skin and clothes and everything kind of blends together. And I love that kind of imagery, and I've been seeing it a lot more recently. And just this kind of feeling of having a very bright light on the object, or on the face in this case, so you really can only see some color peeking through where the light isn't hitting directly. And so I did a lot of this with the zero marker, so that one's actually just for blending, doesn't have any color, but you have to be very quick, especially on this kind of paper. It's not really necessarily marker paper, but yeah, you can see me just frantically changing pens and trying to blend it out as much as possible, and I think it worked out fine. I used some pencil as the outline to give it this soft brown look, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Just used a Pinterest image for reference like I usually do, and I thought this man had very unique features, especially like the eyes and ears. He has such an interesting eye shape, and I usually just choose images of people that I find interesting looking, or that have maybe interesting lighting, or something that I want to try out. Usually from Pinterest, and then I might change things about the reference, like in this case I adjusted the lighting so it was more to my liking, I guess. Yeah. Also, I just wanted to say, the last video I posted, I got some really sweet comments, and that really made my day. It means a lot to feel like you're not just sending videos into space, and that some people are actually watching those. So thanks if there's anyone watching right now that saw that video, and hope you like this one. as well. One goal I've kind of set for myself recently is that I really want to do more color work, because as much as I love doing very simple ink or pencil black and white sketches, I think there's some unique aspects that you can only really achieve with color, and I really want to play around with that more. So this is kind of an anatomy and color study in one. I like these kind of images where you have a very clear body structure visible with some interesting lighting. And actually there's a lot of great images from athletes, I feel like, because obviously they have very clear muscles, which can help with learning about the structure of the body, as well as very dynamic poses naturally. You can find some very good ones on Pinterest. About the face, I feel like you might think it's kind of odd looking. Actually, some of the proportions with the arms and body are also a bit not quite right. Part of that is genuinely like me not getting them right, but I do play around with the proportions on purpose as well. So I kind of stylized the face a lot, which I like this kind of nose and lip shape, and overextended the arms. But I guess it's a matter of preference. I'd be interested to know what you think about that. But I ended up using a lot of different mediums on this page, which I wasn't expecting, but that's the fun of playing around. And even used Posca pens, which I never really do. But I think it's because I didn't have a lot of supplies, like a lot of different colors and markers, so I had to use some colored pencils and layers because I wasn't really satisfied with the color. But I think in the end it kind of came together nicely, so I was pretty happy with it in the end. So I'm basically done with the drawing now. I think it was another successful one overall. Definitely something I want to experiment with more, like this kind of lighting and multimedia working style was very fun. By the way, both of these pages took me around 45 minutes each. I don't know if that's long or short, but by doing these videos I can kind of see how long I take, which I usually don't keep track of at all. But yeah, and this is how my desk looked like after. So hope you have a great day or night. Bye.